I was underneath my old Chevy pickup when my phone buzzed with the text that changed everything. It was Thanksgiving morning, and I'd been working in my garage since 6 a.m. trying to get the transmission sorted out before dinner. The message was from my daughter Ashley. "Dad, Mark and I have decided we need to distance ourselves from you. Please don't look for us anymore. We think it's best for Madison too. I'm Kenneth Bradley, 62 years old, and I'd been looking forward to having my family over for Thanksgiving. My wife Patricia died 16 months ago from cancer, and this was supposed to be our first holiday as a smaller family. Just me, Ashley, her husband Mark Wells, and my 9-year-old granddaughter Madison." I read the text twice while motor oil dripped onto my forehead. Then I slid out from under the truck and wiped my hands on an old rag. My first thought was that maybe Ashley had sent it by mistake. Maybe it was meant for someone else. 20 minutes later, another text came through. "Mark says you should consider selling the house. The maintenance is too much for someone your age. We found a nice senior community that costs $2,800 a month. You could afford that with your pension." That's when I understood. They thought I was broke. They thought I was some old factory worker living on scraps, unable to take care of myself or my property. I typed back, "No problem. Going to cancel the automatic payments for your house and car. I'll let you know when it's done." The typing dots appeared immediately, then disappeared, then appeared again, then nothing. If you're reading this from somewhere else in America, I want you to know this story is 100% true. What happened next will probably shock you as much as it shocked my daughter. See, Ashley and Mark had no idea what they'd just done. They assumed I was living on my $1,847 monthly Social Security and whatever scraps Patricia might have left behind. They had no clue about the real situation. I finished up under the truck and went inside to shower. While the hot water ran over my shoulders, I thought about the automatic payments Ashley had just mentioned. The $1,200 monthly payment I'd been making on their mortgage for the past 3 years, the $485 monthly payment on Mark's BMW, the $300 monthly payment into Madison's college fund that I'd been contributing to since she was born. They thought I couldn't afford my own house, but they'd gotten real comfortable with me paying for theirs. The Thanksgiving guests started arriving around 2 p.m. My brother Gary and his wife Susan came first, then Patricia's sister and her husband, plus some neighbors we'd known for 20 years. About 16 people total, filling the house with the smell of turkey and the sound of football on TV. Ashley and Mark showed up last with Madison, who was dressed in some fancy outfit that probably cost more than I spend on groceries in a month. My granddaughter used to run straight to me when she saw me. This time, she stayed close to her mother and said hi, Grandpa Ken, like she was talking to a stranger. I could tell something was different. Madison kept looking at me sideways, like she wasn't sure if she was supposed to talk to me or not. Ashley had been working on her. During dinner, Ashley positioned herself at the head of the table. That was my seat, the seat I'd sat in every holiday since we bought this house in 1992. But I didn't say anything. I wanted to see how far she'd go. "This turkey is amazing, Ken," my neighbor Mrs. Caldwell said. "You're getting to be quite the cook." "Patricia taught me well," I replied, carving another piece. "She always said a man should know how to take care of himself." Ashley snorted. "Dad's been struggling since Mom died. We're worried about him living alone in this big house." The table got quiet for a second. Gary raised an eyebrow at me, but I just kept carving. After we finished eating, Ashley stood up and tapped her wine glass with a fork. "Everyone, Mark and I have something important to share." The whole room went quiet. You could hear the football game playing in the living room. "As you know, Mom passed away last year. It's been really hard on Dad." She looked at me like I was some pathetic old man sitting at a charity dinner. "But Mark and I are concerned about him living alone in this big house." Mark nodded and jumped in. "The property taxes alone are $847 a month. Add utilities, maintenance, insurance. It's just not sustainable on a fixed income." I set down the carving knife and listened. This was getting interesting. "So we've made the difficult decision to help Dad transition to a more appropriate living situation," Ashley continued. "There's a wonderful senior community just 20 minutes away. Dad would have friends there, activities, medical support if he needs it." Gary's fork clattered onto his plate. "Transition? What exactly are you talking about, Ashley?" "We're taking over the house. We've already had it appraised at $485,000. With Madison growing up, we need more space anyway, and Dad clearly can't handle the upkeep anymore." The silence was brutal. You could have heard a pin drop. My sister-in-law Susan's mouth was hanging open. The neighbors were staring at their plates. "Take over?" Susan finally said. "You mean move in while your father is still alive and perfectly healthy?" Ashley's voice got defensive. "It's practical. Dad can't maintain this place on his pension. The basement floods every spring. The roof needs work. Mark ran all the numbers, and it just doesn't add up. I'm sitting right here," I said quietly. Everyone turned to look at me. I'm sitting right here, and I can speak for myself. Ashley's face turned red. "Of course, Dad. We're just trying to help. You know you can't afford this house anymore. Mom handled all the finances, and now that she's gone, there it was. The assumption they'd been making since Patricia died. That I was helpless. That I didn't understand money. That I was just waiting around for them to rescue me from my own incompetence. You're probably right," I said, watching Ashley's face light up with victory. "The house is a lot of responsibility." "Exactly," Mark smiled, leaning back in his chair like he'd just closed a business deal. "See? Ken gets it. We're not the bad guys here. We're thinking about what's best for everyone." I stood up and started clearing plates. "I'll need some time to arrange things." "There's paperwork and all that, of course," Ashley said graciously, like she was doing me some huge favor. "Take until Christmas. That gives you a month to get everything sorted out." Christmas. My own daughter was giving me until Christmas to pack up 32 years of memories and hand over everything Patricia and I had built together. The conversation moved on to other things. Football scores, weather, work, gossip, but I could feel the tension in the room. Half the people at the table looked uncomfortable, shooting glances at me and then at Ashley. The other half seemed shocked into silence. Gary helped me in the kitchen while everyone else moved to the living room for dessert and coffee. "Ken," he said, loading dishes into the dishwasher, "what the hell just happened out there?" I dried my hands on Patricia's old dish towel, the one with little turkeys she'd embroidered years ago. "Ashley showed her true colors, and you just agreed to it." Gary's voice was getting louder. "She can't just take your house. This is insane, can't she?" I looked at my older brother. He was 64, had worked as a mechanic his whole life, and his face was red with anger on my behalf. "I'm a widower. Ashley's my only kid. The house is worth $500,000. Why wouldn't she think she can take it? Because you're still alive, because you worked 35 years to pay for this place." Because he stopped and stared at me hard. "Ken, you've got that look." "What look?" "The same look you had when Morrison Manufacturing tried to cut everyone's overtime in 2008. The same look you had when the city wanted to jack up our property taxes 40% back in 2015. He started grinning. "Ashley has no idea what's coming, does she?" I didn't answer directly. "Gary, just trust me for a few weeks, okay? How long are we talking?" "Maybe until Christmas. Then we'll have another family dinner." People started leaving around 6 p.m. Ashley and Mark were among the first to go, but not before Ashley made a point of walking through the house with Mark, pointing out things that would need to be updated once they moved in. "The kitchen is so dated," I heard her telling him as they passed through. "Those cabinets have to go. And we'll definitely need to knock out this wall to open up the space." She was already planning renovations on a house she didn't own, talking about my home like I wasn't even there. After everyone left, Gary stayed to help finish cleaning up. "You know what really gets me?" he said, scrubbing a serving dish. "The way she talked about you like you weren't in the room, like you were already gone. She's been doing that for months," I admitted, "ever since Patricia died. Little comments about my memory, my ability to handle things, making decisions for me without asking. And Mark? Mark sees dollar signs. He's been pushing Ashley to protect the family assets since the funeral. Keeps talking about how old people make bad financial decisions." Gary shook his head. 35 years you worked at that plant. 35 years of getting up at 5 a.m., dealing with broken machinery, managing crews of guys who thought they knew better. You think Ashley remembers any of that? She remembers me coming home dirty. She remembers Patricia handling the bills. That's about it. After Gary left, I walked through my house in the dark. I didn't turn on the lights. I just moved through rooms I'd walked through thousands of times, thinking about all the memories Ashley wanted to erase. The living room where she'd taken her first steps. The kitchen where Patricia had taught her to make cookies every Christmas. The garage where I'd taught her to change a tire when she was 16, though she'd acted like it was beneath her even then. Patricia and I had bought this place for $89,000 in 1992, when Ashley was 4 years old. We'd painted every room ourselves, laid the hardwood floors in the hallway, built the deck out back where we'd had countless barbecues and birthday parties. Ashley thought this was just a $485,000 asset that some old factory worker couldn't handle. She had no idea what she was really dealing with. I made my way to Patricia's study. I'd barely touched anything since she died. Her accounting books were still on the shelves, her calculator still on the desk next to her favorite pen, a cross pen I'd bought her for our 10th anniversary. Patricia had been the head accountant at Morrison Manufacturing for 30 years. She'd handled all our finances, all our investments, all our long-term planning. I trusted her completely with money, just like she trusted me with everything else around the house. We'd made a good team. She was the brains, I was the hands. She figured out how to make our money grow. I figured out how to fix everything that broke. It had worked perfectly for 36 years of marriage. I opened the bottom drawer of her desk. Inside was a locked metal file box, black with a simple combination lock. Patricia had shown it to me on our wedding night in 1987 and said, "If anything happens to me, everything you need is in here. The combination is your birthday." I'd never asked what was inside. I'd never felt the need to. Patricia handled the numbers. I handled the physical world. She balanced our checkbook. I balanced our tires. She tracked our investments. I tracked our expenses. It was a system that worked. But now Patricia was gone, and Ashley thought that meant I was helpless. I dialed in 042361. The lock clicked open. Inside were documents. Lots of them. Bank statements, property deeds, investment portfolios, insurance policies, all organized in neat folders with Patricia's color-coded tabs and careful handwriting labeling everything. On top was a sealed envelope with my name written in her familiar script. For Ken, my practical husband, my hands were shaking as I opened it. Even 16 months after losing her, seeing her handwriting hit me like a punch to the gut. My dearest Ken, if you're reading this, I'm gone, and I wish I could explain everything in person. But I tried to make it as organized as possible because I know you hate dealing with paperwork. You trusted me with our finances for 36 years, and I hope I proved worthy of that trust. I invested well, very well. Everything is in your name now. The house, the accounts, the properties. Yes, properties plural. Ashley is named in the will, but only after you pass away. I didn't trust her judgment about money when I was healthy, and I trust it even less now that I'm writing this from my hospital bed. Look in the red folder first. That's the deed to our house on Elm Street. You'll see it's been paid off since 2003. The blue folder has the other properties. I bought them over the past 20 years with money from my salary and smart investing. You never needed to worry about them because the property management company handles everything automatically. The green folder has our investment accounts. I've been putting money away since we got married, and the total will surprise you. You'll never need to worry about money again. The yellow folder has Vincent Coleman's contact information. He's our attorney. I updated our entire estate plan last year when I got sick. He knows everything and will help you if Ashley causes trouble. She will cause trouble, Ken. I could see it even before I got sick. The way she looked at our house during visits. The way she talked about family assets like she'd already inherited them. The way she started treating you differently after Mark came into the picture. Don't let her take what we built. You're stronger than she knows and smarter than she thinks. And now you have the resources to prove it. Take care of yourself. You've spent your whole life taking care of everyone else. Love always, Patricia. I sat in her chair with tears running down my face, reading her words over and over. Even gone. Patricia was still taking care of me, still protecting our family from people who would try to take advantage. I wiped my eyes and opened the red folder first, just like she'd instructed. Property deed. 147 Elm Street, Riverside, Ohio. Owners, Kenneth Bradley and Patricia Bradley. Mortgage satisfied, June 15, 2003. The house was paid off, had been for over 20 years. While Ashley was in high school complaining about how poor we were compared to her friends' families, we'd actually finished paying off our mortgage. I opened the blue folder next, and my jaw dropped. Property deed, 890 Oak Avenue. Owner, Kenneth Bradley. Rental property purchased March 2004. Current monthly rent, $1,850. Another deed, 1523 Pine Street. Owner, Kenneth Bradley. Rental property purchased September 2005. Current monthly rent, $1,650. Another 447 Maple Drive. Owner, Kenneth Bradley. Rental property purchased January 2007. Current monthly rent, $2,100. I kept pulling out documents, property after property after property. By the time I finished counting, I was looking at deeds for 12 rental properties. 12 properties I didn't even know we owned, all purchased over the past 20 years while I was focused on my job at the plant. Each deed had a small sticky note in Patricia's handwriting with the current rent amount and the name of the property management company. Riverside Property Solutions, Helen Davis, manager. I'd never heard of Helen Davis. I'd never heard of any of this. The green folder made me sit down hard in Patricia's chair. Bank statement. First National Bank of Ohio. Account holder Kenneth Bradley. Current balance $847,392.23. Investment portfolio. Goldman Sachs Advisors. Account holder Kenneth Bradley. Current value $2,887,931. Stock certificates. Various companies. Owner Kenneth Bradley. Estimated current value $1,238,766 Sugri. Retirement account Morrison Manufacturing 401k rollover. Account holder Kenneth Bradley. Current value $967,455 on. I pulled out my phone's calculator and started adding the house, $485,000 according to Ashley's appraisal. The 12 rental properties, I estimated about $350,000 each based on the neighborhoods, so roughly $4,200,000 total. The cash and investments, just over $5 million. Total net worth, approximately $9.7 million. Nearly $10 million. I started laughing. I couldn't help it. I sat in my dead wife's study in my work clothes and laughed until my stomach hurt. Ashley had announced to 16 people that I couldn't afford my house on my Social Security. She'd told everyone I was too poor to maintain a $485,000 home. She had no idea I owned 12 other properties worth 10 times that much. She had no idea about the investments, the accounts, the carefully planned financial empire Patricia had built while I was fixing broken machinery and managing factory crews. I gathered up all the documents and put them back in the folders, then locked the box again. I had a lot of phone calls to make, but first I wanted to understand exactly what Patricia had set up. I found Vincent Coleman's business card in the yellow folder and dialed his number. It was almost 9 p.m., but the card said 24-hour emergency line in small print at the bottom. Coleman & Law, Vincent speaking. Mr. Coleman, this is Kenneth Bradley. I believe my wife Patricia told you I might call eventually. There was a pause. Then his voice warmed considerably. Mr. Bradley, I've been waiting for your call for over a year. I'm very sorry for your loss. Patricia was one of the most brilliant financial minds I've ever worked with. Thank you. I'm just now going through her files, and I'm a little overwhelmed. I had no idea about any of this. She wanted it that way. She said you had enough to worry about without tracking rental income and stock portfolios. But she also knew that someday you might need to know everything. I need help, Mr. Coleman. My daughter just announced that she's taking my house. She thinks I can't afford it. Long pause. Ashley doesn't know about the estate. No idea. The properties? None. The investment accounts? Nothing. She thinks I'm living on Social Security and whatever scraps Patricia might have left behind. Mr. Bradley, we need to meet in person. Are you available tomorrow morning? I'm retired. I'm available whenever you need me. 9 a.m., my office downtown. Bring everything from Patricia's box. We're going to make sure your daughter understands exactly what kind of mistake she's made. Mr. Coleman, I don't want to destroy her. I just want her to understand that I'm not the helpless old man she thinks I am, Mr. Bradley, he said quietly. Sometimes the best way to teach someone respect is to show them what they stand to lose by showing disrespect. Patricia prepared for this exact scenario. Trust her plan. Over the next month, I prepared carefully. Vincent Coleman helped me organize everything Patricia had built, explaining investment strategies I'd never heard of and property management systems that had been running automatically for years while I focused on my work at the plant. Helen Davis from Riverside Property Solutions turned out to be a sharp woman in her 50s who'd been managing our rental portfolio for 15 years. When I finally met her at her office, she seemed surprised I'd never visited before. Your wife was incredible, she told me, pulling out thick binders of maintenance records and tenant files. She had a system for everything. Every property generates positive cash flow. Every tenant is carefully screened. Every repair is documented. Most landlords I work with are constantly stressed about their properties. Patricia made it look effortless. The numbers were staggering. Monthly rental income, $18,500 time after property taxes, insurance, maintenance, and Helen's management fees, $16,200 net, every month for years. She reinvested the profits into more properties and market investments. Helen explained, never touched the principal. Your wife built this empire one careful decision at a time. Meanwhile, Ashley's behavior escalated exactly as Vincent had predicted. She called every few days, each conversation more condescending than the last. Dad, I scheduled a moving company for December 20th. They'll pack everything and put it in storage until you figure out where you're going. Dad, Mark got estimates from contractors. The house needs $30,000 in updates before we can move in. But don't worry about that. We'll handle the improvements. Dad, I hope you're not having second thoughts about this. We're really trying to help you transition to a more manageable lifestyle. I recorded every conversation with the digital recorder Vincent had given me. Each call became evidence of Ashley's intent to take my property based on her assumption that I was financially incompetent. The most damaging recording came 2 weeks before Christmas. Ashley had called to discuss Dad's situation with someone she thought was a care coordinator at the senior facility. She'd accidentally called my number instead. My father is 62, but he's really declining since my mother died. I heard her telling someone. He worked in a factory his whole life, so he's not sophisticated about financial matters. We're concerned he'll make poor decisions with what little money he has left. The house is really his only asset, and he can't afford to maintain it. Mark's voice came through in the background. Tell them he gets confused about bills. That'll help with the assessment. Ashley continued. Yes, he does seem confused about finances lately. We think he needs professional management of his affairs. I sat in my truck in the Walmart parking lot, listening to my own daughter destroy my reputation to strangers while planning to steal my home. December 23rd arrived cold and clear. I'd sent invitations to everyone who'd been at Thanksgiving dinner, plus Vincent Coleman. The invitation simply read, Christmas Eve dinner at the home of Kenneth Bradley, 7 p.m., important family business to discuss. Ashley had called 3 times asking why I was hosting Christmas dinner in the house I'm supposed to have moved out of by now. We need to finalize the house situation, I told her. Sign some papers, transfer utilities, that sort of thing. What papers? I thought you were handling all that with a moving company. Just be there, Ashley. You and Mark, both 7 o'clock sharp. Christmas Eve evening, my guests arrived on schedule. Gary and Susan, Patricia's sister Margaret, and her husband, the Caldwells from across the street, Ashley's cousins from Patricia's side of the family. Everyone who'd witnessed Ashley's Thanksgiving announcement. Vincent Coleman arrived at 6:45, carrying a leather briefcase and a laptop bag. He was a tall man in his 60s with the kind of calm confidence that comes from 40 years of handling complex legal situations. Ashley and Mark pulled up exactly at 7 p.m. with Madison, who was wearing a beautiful red velvet dress. My granddaughter looked nervous, like she'd been coached about something. Dad, Ashley said as she hung up her coat. What's all this about? And why is there a stranger here? That's Vincent Coleman. He's our family attorney. Patricia worked with him for years on estate planning. Mark's face went a shade paler. Estate planning? Ken, what's going on here? Dinner first, I said, business after. We ate Patricia's traditional Christmas Eve menu that I'd learned to cook over the past year. Honey glazed ham with pineapple rings, sweet potato casserole with pecans, green beans with almonds, dinner rolls that Patricia had taught me to make from her grandmother's recipe. The conversation was strained. Everyone could feel the tension building. Madison kept looking between her parents and me like she was trying to figure out why the adults were acting so strange. At 8:30, I stood up from my place at the head of the table. Before we have dessert, I think we should address the house situation that Ashley brought up at Thanksgiving. Vincent Coleman opened his briefcase and pulled out several manila folders. Actually, Kenneth, I think there are some things Ashley and Mark should understand first. He slid a document across the table to Ashley. This is a complete financial statement for your father, prepared by his accountant and verified by our office. Ashley opened the folder, and her face went completely white. Her hands started shaking as she read the first page. This says Dad owns 12 rental properties, she whispered. That's correct, Vincent replied calmly. All purchased by your mother over the past 20 years using careful investments and reinvestment of profits. All are currently rented and generating monthly income. Mark grabbed the folder from Ashley's hands. This has to be wrong. Ken works at a factory. Worked, whatever. I worked at Morrison Manufacturing for 35 years, I corrected. Plant supervisor for the last 15 years. I retired last year with full pension and benefits. Vincent pulled out another document. This shows your father's monthly income, Social Security, $1,847. Company pension, $4,200. Net rental income from 12 properties, $16,200. Investment dividends and interest, approximately $3,400. Total monthly income, $25,647. The room was dead silent except for Ashley's breathing, which was getting faster and more shallow. But the house, Mark stammered. You said you couldn't afford the house. I never said I couldn't afford anything, I replied. You assumed I couldn't afford it, based on what exactly? Vincent opened his laptop and connected it to the portable projector he'd brought. Numbers appeared on my white dining room wall. Complete financial statement for Kenneth Bradley, as of December 20th, 2024. The list scrolled down, bank accounts totaling $847,392. Investment portfolios worth $2,847,931. Retirement accounts, $967,445. Stock holdings, $138,766. And real estate holdings. Primary residence plus 12 rental properties. Total estimated value $5,185,000. At the bottom, in large bold numbers, total net worth, $11,086,534. Ashley started crying, not tears of joy or relief, the tears of someone who'd just realized they'd made a catastrophic mistake. You let me think. She started, then stopped. I let you show me who you really are, I said quietly. You assumed I was a poor, confused old man who needed your help. You announced to our entire family that you were taking my house. You scheduled movers without my permission. You made renovation plans for property you don't own. I picked up my phone and played the recording from 2 weeks earlier. Ashley's voice explaining to a stranger how I was declining and confused about finances and needed professional management of my affairs. This is called elder financial abuse, Vincent said. It's a felony in Ohio. I have recordings, text messages, witness statements, and documented evidence of systematic attempts to exploit what you believed was your father's financial vulnerability. Mark was frantically reading through the financial documents, but you said you were canceling payments, the automatic transfers. I smiled for the first time that evening. I did cancel them, the $1,200 monthly payment I was making on your mortgage, the $485 monthly car payment for your BMW. The $300 monthly contribution to Madison's college fund. Both of their faces went white again. Don't worry, I continued. I'm sure 2 financially sophisticated adults like yourselves can handle your own expenses. After all, you were so concerned about my ability to manage money. I looked at my granddaughter, who was staring wide-eyed at all the adults. Madison, sweetheart, would you like some chocolate cake? Grandma Patricia's recipe? 6 months later, life had settled into a new normal. Ashley and Mark were in marriage counseling and financial planning sessions, struggling to adjust to paying their own bills for the first time in years. They'd managed to avoid foreclosure by refinancing their house and taking on additional debt, but it was tight. We had dinner once a month now. Awkward, careful dinners where Ashley called me sir and Mark barely spoke. But we had them. Madison stayed with me every other weekend, and I was teaching her things Patricia would have wanted her to know. How to balance a checkbook, how compound interest works, why you should never count on someone else to take care of your future. Patricia's financial empire continued to grow under professional management. Helen Davis sent me monthly reports that showed steady increases in property values and rental income. The investment accounts grew with the market. Everything Patricia had built was solid, carefully planned, designed to last. On quiet evenings, I sat on my back porch with a beer and looked out at the garden Patricia had planted. The roses were dormant for winter, but they'd bloom again in spring. Everything had its season. Ashley had learned not to underestimate the quiet man who'd spent 35 years fixing things with his hands, while his brilliant wife built a financial foundation that would last generations. I'd learned that being underestimated could be an advantage, as long as you were prepared to prove people wrong when the time came. Sometimes the best revenge is simply having the facts on your side and the patience to let the truth speak for itself. The Chevy was running perfectly now. On cold mornings, it started on the first turn of the key, the engine settling into the steady rhythm Patricia would have loved to hear. Listen, if you're a man my age reading this story, I want you to understand something important. Your kids might think they know what you're capable of, but they probably don't know the half of it. They see the work clothes, the calloused hands, the simple lifestyle, and they assume that's all there is. They don't see the decades of careful decisions, the sacrifices made without complaint, the quiet competence that built everything they take for granted. Don't let anyone, not your kids, not society, not even yourself, convince you that your experience doesn't matter. You've earned your respect. Make sure you get it.